This is Afrida News coming to you from the capital city of Ghana, Accra, where the drums beat for Africa. I am Dowuona Elita. The following news articles are brought to you as part of a partnership collaboration between Afrida and the Ghana News Agency. German cabinet ministers Hubertus Heil and Sonja Klotz witnessed firsthand the masses of used clothes that are shipped to West Africa from industrialized nations each week when they visited one of the world's largest second-hand markets in Ghana. The mountains of second-hand clothes and textile scraps that arrive in the country from abroad mean local manufacturers struggle, and they also cause environmental problems. At the market visited by the ministers, some 100 containers with 1.5 items arrived each week. I think you also have to raise awareness among consumers, German Labour Minister Hubertus Heil said in Accra during the minister's 5-day visit to the region. Consumers should think a bit more about what they buy, Heil said. Many people in Western countries with a higher income often bought things they did not really need, he added. But while consumers could shop more consciously, it was also up to governments and companies to tackle the problem, the government Labour Minister said. The German government was supporting the European Commission in a new supply chain law that is currently being prepared, Heil said. Among other things, it stipulates that the companies must take greater care to ensure that their finished products do not cause major problems, for example, as recycled material or waste. In Germany, a new supply chain act came into force at the start of the year after a long struggle. Companies are now obliged to ensure human rights are respected across the production process, with increased reporting requirements and fines for violations. However, that law didn't tackle issues caused by the finished product, Heil said. Heil and German Development Minister, who during the 5-day visit trip want to promote better working conditions and less environmental damage, are scheduled to travel to Ivory Coast on Wednesday, where they plan to visit a cocoa plantation. Morocco, a country with a rich cultural heritage, hopes to host the tournament for the second time in its history, having done so 34 years ago in 1988. With the AFCON having expanded to 24 teams back in 2019, infrastructure has become a major concern, with the Confederation of African Football, CAF, stripping Guinea of the right to host the tournament in 2025. With CAF seeking a potential replacement for the tournament, Morocco's bid is gaining momentum and looks like a strong favorite to win the bid considering its development sporting infrastructure, coupled with remarkable road, accommodation, infrastructure, and overwhelming tourist sites. Morocco over the years has hosted many international competitions, and we are always ready to host any tournament because we have everything it takes to make the host a successful one. The sporting infrastructure of the country has gone through a massive investment in the past years, and we are beginning to see progress in our football, especially with our performance across various national teams, he said. When asked about some unique facilities at the National Sporting Complex, Mr. Hassan said the facility had 4 natural grass football pitches, 3 synthetic grass football pitches, a re-athletization room capable of hosting futsal matches, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and over 1,000 rooms for players, among other facilities. He noted that this was not the only sporting complex in the country, as they have numerous state-of-the-art complexes across various cities, coupled with the various stadia presented in the AFCON bid. At least 38 people were killed in heavy clashes in the East African region of Somaliland on Saturday, according to a local military leader. They died during heavy fighting over the town of Laskanood, which is claimed by both Somaliland, a Somali breakaway region in the Horn of Africa, and the neighboring semi-autonomous Somali region of Puntland. Troops from Somaliland had attacked the city with heavy artillery, a Laskanud Militana leader told DPA on Saturday evening. So far, 38 deaths had been recorded, but there were some fatalities on both sides, as well as among civilians, he added. Somaliland in northern Somalia, with a population of around 3.5 million, has been virtually independent for more than 3 decades. Under international law, however, Somaliland is only recognized by Taiwan, although it is considered politically more stable than Somalia itself. Since the end of year, such clashes have been more frequent in the region, with Somaliland and Puntland blaming each other for the violence. In early February, 3 provinces of Somaliland, including the Sul province where Laskanud is located, had announced that they wanted to rejoin Somalia again. The initial assessment is the strike which killed 12 al-Shabaab fighters, the statement read. The airstrike took place on Friday, almost 500 kilometers from the capital of Mogadishu, the U.S. military command reported. Somalia's population of roughly 6 million people has been shaken by terrorist attacks and other acts of violence for years, especially by the Islamist terrorist militia al-Shabaab. According to Africon, the U.S. is one of the several countries providing humanitarian, economic, and military assistance to Somalia's government in its ongoing campaign against terrorism. Africon said that since Somalia remains central to stability and security in all of the East Africa, the U.S. military would continue to assist the government with all that it needed to defeat al-Shabaab, the largest and most deadly al-Qaeda network in the world. This is Afrida News. Thank you.